Welcome to Prashi Ascending, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you wherever you are. So, now we are really going to ascend, like our channel's name, like Prashi Ascending. So, we are going to transform our life with the energy of love. So, what we are going to do today is specifically look at the components of unconditional love. And I know you can see it has started being very foggy here, but enjoy it, enjoy the view. So, in the first video, what we saw was how can we get initiated on this path, or what is unconditional love exactly like? What is Krishna's message in Bhagavad Purana? And we saw different paths like the path of knowledge, the path of devotion, the path of karma yoga. We saw all these things. So, what we are going to see now is till today, whatever concepts we have around what love should be like and what love should not be like, we're going to look at that and see how related it is to the real concept of unconditional love. So, unconditional love, in its true sense, not in its true sense, but in reality, is not based in the idea of romantic love. So, it could be with a person, it could be with a thing, but mainly it is a state of being, a state of complete harmony, and a state of acceptance. So it is not like love in the terms of sweet emotions really, but it is accepting everything and everyone no matter how they act. So before you get confused, let me explain something here. So it's not about you letting people do anything to you and you not having a voice, not like that, but having this complete understanding of how the universe functions and knowing that everyone is free. Like people are going to choose freedom and they are going to act in the ways that they want to act, and those will not be the desirable ways for us all the time. So I have listed some myths that we generally have for unconditional love. That we are these things should always be followed with love. So the first thing most of us that we associate with the word love is like all airy, bubbly, and positive feelings, even if it is not romantic. We want something where there's all sweetness, like two people are understanding each other, two people are appreciating each other. But understand the clause behind it. The clause behind it is that you're acting nice to me, you're taking care of me, that's why I love you. So if you stop taking care of me, if you stop calling me, texting me, or things like that, then that love is going to go out of the window. So that's not unconditional love. It's there are so you see these conditions, there are so many layers to it. So what might happen is a relationship which starts very on a very happy and chirpy note, the moment some expectations are not fulfilled or some judgments, some personal judgments are imposed on each other, you'll see two people turning out each other's biggest enemy in a so-called love relationship. It mostly happens in romantic relationships, but even with our parents or kids or neighbors, siblings, we have so many conditions, and conditions are great for getting our needs met and getting the needs met of other people. But it's like this constant chaos that we live in of insecurity and fear and doubt, that will people be there for us? And what if things fall apart? What if they stop loving us? What if they stop taking care of us? So unconditional love, what is not unconditional love like is basically whenever we give the key to our happiness in someone else's hand and we think that they'll fulfill our desires, they'll fulfill our expectations, they'll make us happy. And let me tell you that these expectations could be very small, and you might think, like, ah, of course, if you love me, you'll do it for me, I know it. But just stop doing it. Like, stop preparing tea for someone for 5 days, or I don't know, like pretty much anything. Stop calling for 5 days and see what happens. See if do you really have that thing in your heart for them, or is it gone? So what all of us are really looking for, it's the abode of unconditional love. Like, different people have given it different names, that when you die you go to like Vaikuntha or anywhere. It's not a place outside of this earth, but it's morely like, just want to be at peace, you know, just want to be accepted. That's what all we want. And we try to find it in relationships, but when it disappoints us, then we take this route. So let's talk about the second expectation of love. If I love someone, or if someone loves me, they'll never lie to me, they'll never cheat on me. That's like a very classic expectation, you know. So, uh, one thing is, everyone is having their own journey, everyone views life in their own ways, and every soul is on a different path. So even when you supposedly form this love relationship with someone, and there will be moments that they have to lie to you because of insecurities, or uh, the comfort level in your relationship is not built, and it's all like the reflection of your inner demons coming out. It has got nothing to do with the person. But anytime these people lie to us, they hide things from us, we get so triggered. Because if love is not unconditional, it is based on this ideal of, I have complete right over you, as if like a property right. So you cannot hide things from me, you have to tell me everything, you have to take my permission. So there is so much of control mechanism here, and a sense of this control comes from this whole idea that I have given you so much positive emotion, so I'm taking care of you and all of that. Then why can you not abide me? So basically, what is happening here is, I'll call it an energy war. Some energy war is happening here. It's like, oh, I'm going to control you, and you do as per my desires. And desires not meaning like I'm going to slap you and still stay with me. Desires like, I know what is right for you, I know what is good for you, so follow this, follow that. So what's happening is, you're trying to take energy from that person, and you're using as a control mechanism, wherein what you need is attention. You know that song, you don't want my love, you just want attention. So, and why do you need attention? Why would you choose attention over love? Because you're not capable of giving it and receiving it. So in the unconditional love, there are no expectations, there are no judgments, things just flow. And we don't operate from this ideal of people need to be taken care of. I mean, whenever you become an adult after 18, or like after 12 or 14, pretty much we are like independent, and even our parents cannot force things upon us. So after that age, people are out there on their own, and we can definitely provide them help and support. But it's not, you're not obligated to take care of someone like in a forcible way, that, oh, I know what's good for you and that's why you do it. Then let's come to the second and the most biggest condition out there, which is, it should last all the life long. Like, you know, imagine if I sit here And if I start talking to this morning, or the beautiful foggy weather that you're seeing here, that you have done so much good to me, I know you love me because the clouds come to my balcony, then you should just stay, like forever. You should just never go. Like, this environment should always just be like that. I mean, if the clouds could really hear and speak, they will think I'm a complete fool. But guess what happens in our relationships? In the relationships, what we feel is, if it's love, it should be forever. And yes, unconditional love is forever, but it's not in the forms that we expect. Like, it's not in the forms of two people staying together in the same house forever till they die, because it is based on this idea of freedom. And as in how situations permit, we leave people and different situations come in our life, because the law of universe is about transition. We are transient beings, we are transforming, and we are transient beings. So energy cannot stay in the same form forever. Like, I will not be able to sit in this chair forever, for the next 60 years, and you will not be able to listen to my video, even if we really love each other. I know you do. That's why you like, share, and subscribe my channel. Please, please, please do that right now. So, after the passion, let's come to unconditional love. So what happens is, anytime a relationship is formed, it is judged on the length of it. Like, how long did it last? Like, if you like your parents, you should stay with them for all your life, or should at least try to accommodate them in your life. Same thing with our cousins, or friends that we stop talking into. So we don't understand the fact that we evolve constantly. We are not the same people that we were even a minute ago. We are constantly changing and evolving. So if you try to keep people with you just because you're afraid that, how are you going to be emotionally fulfilled, will you feel lonely, all these conditions are actually anti-love. So they're not giving freedom to any person, they're feeling extremely suffocated. So if you look at it very closely, all these conditions are operating from fear. Fear of, will I be alone? Will there be enough for me? Am I good enough? What should I do to get the attention? But unconditional love, it's just free flowing. Like, the best example, that's why we have, of the ultimate love, it's still Radhe Krishna, where they were not together like in the physical form, but the love between them, it's so eternal that we still worship them. And everyone is trying to understand that flavor of love. Like, how could you love someone whom you have not seen or met for like 60, 80, 100 plus years, whatever, and still that flame is burning? Because that flame is not burning on the concept of, you are a guy and I'm a girl and we are a couple, but it's based on the concept of unconditional love. It's not operating on duality, it's operating on singularity and a state of eternal being. So those are like typical conditions I have seen, that not lying to you, fulfilling all your expectations, and it should be forever. So if you actually want something forever, if you actually want something to never disappoint you, if you actually want something that never hides from you, cheats on you, or lies on you, then get out of these conditions that you place on yourself. A lot of times we are very critical about ourselves as well, that why did I do this thing, why did I do that thing, and those also create a lot of turbulent times in our life. So we need to give that freedom to ourselves as well, and set yourself free and set yourself on fire. That's all what unconditional love is. So what we'll do in the next video, is how I told you what are the conditions on love. We will see how can we transform those conditionalities to unconditional love, and you can experience bigger pleasure and bigger joy. So, unconditional love here is not going to take away your pleasure that you get when you think your boyfriend should call you and he calls you, and I'm introducing you a concept wherein he is not calling you but I'm still asking you to love him and be happy. No, no, it's not like that. So when I explain you how to transform the conditionality to unconditionality, you'll exactly know, oh, like that's the perfect flavor that I want and I should have in my life, where I'm like free forever. So we'll discuss about that in the next video. Till then, please let me know your comments. How are you liking the content? If you want me to put out some more videos, explanatory videos, and share it with like-minded people, so when we actually do these workshops and worksheets, all of us can really enjoy. So like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. So till then, Radhe Radhe. Bye.